on first and second. You have your meat of the lineup coming up. So just being able to like make her hit your pitch. Don't let her get a pitch that's going to be, something hard hit, but give her a pitch that, she can make it out by, or, make your defense work. And I really think that's what, he's talking to her about. Or, hey, she hits this pitch better. Make sure we're staying away from that, or she's going to make us pay.
So 2 outs in the inning, and it will be the senior and Corby Otis stepping up to the plate. Florida looking to strike first here in the top of the first inning. We're expecting a great series all weekend long between these two teams. As the first pitch is taken for a strike, it's 0-1.
And it also just might be a confidence boost. They go out there, they're talking to you and just giving you that extra, get up, hey, work toward this batter, get this batter out.
This one's low in the zone. 1-1 now. So 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. One pitch. Called strike, and it's 1-2.
They kind of look like a ball, but now in the NCAA, they're calling river now. They're giving you river. They're giving less up and down, but instead extending the plate left and right. So that was a perfect ball placed in the river.
Here's another one. Looked like it was near the same spot, but it missed the zone. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
And that's exactly where you have to stay with these hitters. You have to stay river. You can't have anything over the wide of the plate, or, these hitters are good enough, they're going to make you pay.
2-2 on the way. This one pops out of the mid of Kylie Brockman, and everybody's going to be able to move up, so now the count's full. When you say river, explain that to our viewers, what you're talking about.
So when you're looking at the plate and you're looking at the batter's box, there is a piece in between the batter's box and the plate on both sides. And that is called a river. That's what you want to stay in as a Division I pitcher. And just being able to hit those corners and they still give you a strike for it, that's exactly where you want to go.
It all counts the same as Otis flies this one out to right field. Tresvik will put it away, and that brings the inning to a close. A 1-out double for Florida. Are having some of their best offensive numbers. Starting in the circle today here for the Florida Gators, they're handing the ball to a freshman, the right-hander Caitlin Oxley. Throws a first pitch strike as we take a look now at Caitlin Oxley. Pretty impressive to be a freshman in this in control.
Absolutely, and just giving her the ball, on Friday, that's definitely speaking to her as a pitcher too.
As Tresvik will lay down a bunt, she's going to be retired. Really nice defensive play there from Florida, as we saw Auburn have to play good defense against the leadoff batter for the Gators, and now the Gators do the exact same thing back to the Tigers.
Absolutely, and that's where the defense come in, and especially in the Division I, you're definitely going to have good defense against these type of batters.
So Nelia Peralta, the aforementioned shortstop for the Tigers, will step up to the plate. She checks her swing, but it's a called strike. It's 0-1.
And you talk about power coming from her, and especially as a senior, as a leader on the team, that's definitely speaking words to, how she is as a player too.
Here's a single for Peralta. It's her 34th hit of the year. That's the most on this Auburn Tigers. The freshman riding a 6-game hitting streak. Video game-like numbers for Adams to open up her college career. She's making it look a whole lot easier than college softball actually is.
She definitely is, and as a freshman, she's stepping up just like the seniors are, and that's nice to have somebody coming from, a freshman and just being able to fill that role.
It's an Auburn team that starts 7 seniors. And Annalie Adams, the freshman, has been one of the key contributors to Auburn's offensive success so far this season.
And you see also, like, as the season has progressed, that she's also moved up in the lineup.
Yeah.
She's taken on that big role and being able to fill those shoes, and just being able to be very humble about it too. You can tell, like, when she's on the field, she's not worried about the numbers. She's not worried about herself, but she's worried about her team and, getting her team to win.
Worried about business, as this is a called strike, and now the count's 2-2. That was a good pitch there from Oxley.
And that's the exact type of player that you want to wear in your team across their chest.
2-2. low in the zone, ball 3. So now the count's full to Annalie Adams.
And you see Oxley's working very careful around her, too. You see she's not giving her anything to hit because she does have a lot of power.
Here comes the payoff pitch to Adams, and it's hit back foul. That ball started to spin in, but Annalie Adams was able to get a piece of it and foul it back.
And you see Oxley's definitely working on, working the righties inside, and she's using that screwball to be able to keep them off balance.
Popped up to second and handled there by Williams for the second out of the inning. So 2 outs, and now Auburn's left fielder, KK McCrary, will come up to the plate. A .245 average on the year for McCrary. She's got 4 home runs and 23 RBIs to her name this season. As McCrary takes this one low in the zone for ball 1.
When you think of McCrary, you think of somebody that's going to be consistent for their team. She's definitely going to be a leader. She's going to keep people up in the dugout. But just being able to fill that role as a senior also, just being able to, be a leader on the team.
And incredibly competitive.
Absolutely.
Loves to win, loves to put her team in positions to win games. That's what you can expect from number 16, KK McCrary. A 2-0 pitch is a called strike that caught the outer edge. It's 2-1. A 1-out single from Nelia Peralta is the base runner for the Tigers as McCrary flies out to right field and brings our inning to a close. Scoreless through 1 inning of softball here at Jane B. Moore Field. Get us started here in the second inning. Kinley Cahalan is the batter from Trussville, Alabama. Played for the Crimson Tide. Now she's playing for the Florida Gators.
I'll pull either one.
So Florida strikes first here in the second, and it's the second baseman and Mia Williams who's at the plate now. The sophomore from Windermere, Florida. Hits this one on the ground to third. Wohlers has it. Her throw to first is going to be in time for the first out of the inning.
It's a nice job by Rollers right there, too. Just being able to have your pitchers back. She gives up a home run. That's kind of hard to do.
The designated player for Florida takes a big cut at that one. It's 0-1. From Cary, North Carolina, standing 5'3", still looking for her first college home run.
And nobody on. You got 1 out. Nothing to lose right here.
Yeah. The 0-1 inside for ball 1. Florida offensively, they've got 30 wins. 19 of them have been in run rule fashion. They can absolutely score.
Yeah, that's insane.
As this is a called strike, it's 1-2. Rainey able to get back in head. .267 average for Lamar. The 1-2 pitch out of the zone and away for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. The 2-2 pitch outside for ball 3, and the count's full.
Yeah, we talk about Rainey, putting them away. She had this girl 1-2, and just going back into a full count is going to be really hard against these Gators.
Payoff pitch. Ball 4. Second walk of the ball game surrendered by Haley Rainey, and Layla Lamar will walk down to first.
When you get them in a full count, you have to put something over the plate, or you walk her. Either one. You don't really have a choice whether or not what to do with her by that time. So, just being able to stay ahead in the count and finish her off is something that I would like to see her do for the rest of the game.
Now batting its Gators shortstop Riley Holtorf, and she takes this pitch outside for ball 1. from Peoria, Arizona. Hitting over 300 on the year. And does a really nice job defensively for the Gators. Chance to produce some offense here as this inning got started with a solo home run for the Gators. Time called here as Auburn's catcher Kylie Brockman walks out, just trying to calm down her pitcher, right?
Absolutely. And just saying, hey, you know, work on this batter. You got this. I mean, don't worry about it. Just give her a little confidence boost. But as a hitter, I mean, you see her, she's struggling this inning. So just being able to be patient in the batter's box and just being able to let her throw her pitch and not necessarily something that's going to be a swing and miss is something as a batter that I would be thinking too.
So 2 balls and no strikes to the number 9 batter in the order here for the Gators, as their leadoff batter, Kendra Falby, waits on deck. 2-0 pitch is inside for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes.
And that's something as a non-hitter that you want to do. You want to turn it over to the top of the lineup. You'll have runners on first and second with the top of the lineup coming up. That's gold right there.
Weekend as the series plays out with the pace that she's been on.
Absolutely. She's given them, a hit a game, so she could definitely bypass Amanda Lorenzo for sure.
And just to think about the fact that she's been playing since she was a freshman, and also to be thinking about how many great players have played for that Florida softball program, to know that you could be one of the best, or are one of the best in terms of career hits. Remarkable.
She's definitely not one that's it's gonna be hard to take her out of the lineup for sure. You know, it definitely does happen, but.
So now the Gators are really threatening with 2 runners in scoring position and 1 out, as Shoemaker hits this one high into the night sky in right field. Tresvik has it. Florida will try on the sacrifice fly from Shoemaker.
You know, that's a nice job by Shoemaker right there. You know, I'm surprised I didn't see Falby with her speed, tagging up at second base, knowing that the road was going to go to home. I'm surprised I did not see her tagging up at second too. That would give you a runner at third instead of second.
Pitch off the plate to Erickson, 1-0. Yeah, that's a good point. I would have been expecting maybe Falby to try and take an extra 60 feet there.
Absolutely. Especially with the way that Florida steals. I definitely.
Play ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes.
And that goes to tell you how good the Florida Gator hitters are. You know, she's thrown 40 pitches in 2 innings, and, that tells you how good of a eye that they have for the ball, especially because, they're looking for their pitch, not your pitch, but their pitch. And, that goes to tell you they have a good eye for the strike zone and what the umpire's giving them.
Yeah.
You're talking about it. You're talking about it to the hitters, so very nice job by them.
A walk to Jocelyn Erickson puts runners at first and second with 2 outs. This pitch is low in the zone for ball 1. One ball and no strikes to Reagan Walsh. She is the 8th batter of the inning here for Florida. The 1-0 pitch. Hit well to center field. Back deep, and Tresvik able to make the catch on the warning track to bring the inning to a close. But not before the Gators.
Working both sides of the plate, so it was definitely a nice job by her.
Amelia Leck is the batter here for the Tigers. Up high in the zone, 1-1. One out, 1 ball, 1 strike to Leck. Hard hit ball to third, and it's going to pop out of the glove of Cahalan. Auburn will have a 1-out base runner. So Kylie Brockman will step up to the plate. She fouls back the first pitch. How about Brockman attacking the first offering there. Auburn's sophomore catcher.
Which is a very nice job by her because Oxley's done a really good job at, working ahead of the batters. So being able to go after that first pitch is definitely something that is probably going to be passed on.
0-1 pitch to Brockman is low in the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And that's the first off-speed pitch that I've seen from her. So definitely expecting to see that, later in the game.
Next pitch, called strike. Quickly 2 strikes against Brockman. And that one's out of the plate and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This one hit Kylie Brockman on the forearm, and she's in a good bit of pain. Pitch that got away from Oxley, and that had to hurt.
Absolutely. Gets her right on the